Hi guys, welcome back to TG Productions. My name is Tom.
My name is Ian.
And welcome back to some Walking Dead.
Oh, here we go again.
You came back to set the score here this time.
I've never won on the channel.
You've got to change that this time. So we've got the Hunters versus a interesting video gaming next.
Yeah, it's a little alliance that we're going to introduce you to in a second.
Yeah, so we'll go to those crews and we'll see you in a sec. Okay, this is how things look for our 250 point battle report in the forest. We've got the Hunters versus this kind of gaming alliance that you've made.
Yeah, I was doing a bit of reading actually because I've never played the Telltale games about where Lee and Clem come from, and when I was doing reading I was surprised to see Hershel pop up in the first chapter, so I thought that for today's battle report it might be nice to throw those guys together, see how they work together and if that recreates any scenes from the game.
Yeah, we're continuing our thematic scenes. I'm really hoping Mantic get the license to do the adult Clem, who comes later in the game because she's really cool. She's just had a story wrapped up lately. Lee's your leader.
Yes, he is, and he's got a really good leader ability because there's two models that could have been the leader. It could have been Lee or Hershel, but I've gone with Lee because he's got the resourceful leader ability, which could be very handy, so we'll keep him nearby to Clem. Lee's got a leather jacket and a hatchet. The leather jacket's been pivotal in battle reports that we've done before.
It's your favourite thing, that is.
It certainly is. We've got Clementine next to him. Clementine have decided to be a tactician because sometimes I like to manage the threat, so being a tactician is handy. I've given her an extra red dice as well on her melee, just so that she's not too weak. She's also got a claw hammer as depicted on the model and a backpack because we're playing the standard game of collecting counters.
Try and do as WYSIWYG as we can.
Yeah, and I have given her a lasso though, which isn't on the model, but might be a fun piece of equipment to try out.
Just to move walkers around and stuff, isn't it? It's like a 3-inch range weapon.
Yeah, and it can lay things prone, which can make killing walkers a lot easier.
Very good. So you've gone for Billy Boy, superstar sharpshooter.
I really like Billy. I think I've used Billy. I've used him at least once before.
Yeah, well, we had the Green family, didn't we?
I might have used him twice. I can't remember. He is a great model. Anyway, he's got a compound bow and an ammo reload, and then finally on the side in the white shirt we've got Hershel with his vet bag, just to make sure that basically we keep everyone alive for as long as possible, and he's got a machete so he can defend himself very well.
You can lop off the wounds.
Yeah, so it's like amputate, isn't it?
So for the Hunters, for me, Hunters quite interesting at the moment. I couldn't field all 5 of them sadly for the points, and that means I've just got rid of Albert because he's the low nerve one. There's no leader ability for them, but they've all got some quite fun rules. So Greg is going to be my boss man. He's got a tranquilizer gun. He is there to just try and knock people down. I like the idea of the Hunters kind of like tranking people and taking them away.
Yeah, for 14 points, it's a good weapon, that, isn't it?
He's also one of 2 that ignore Clementine being a kid, which is also very, very valuable.
It certainly is.
David at the back has got a M4 carbine, and I've chucked the silencer on that because I originally put it on the trank gun and realised it didn't need it, so that's silence. He's able to output quite a bit of shooting pain. Charlie in the hoodie on his knees, he's actually the better one at shooting, but I've geared him up for combat for this one just to make it a bit more fun. So he has got a hunting knife and a hatchet, so he's dual wielding, so he's potentially doing quite a bit of damage in melee. And then finally, Teresa is going for all the dice option. She has got a 8mm or 9mm pistol with a suppressor, meaning it's a 50-50 whether it's noise or mayhem, which means she's going to be rolling 4 red dice when she wants to shoot at things.
Wow.
So she's very much an all or nothing character. Now, I think there's some very interesting lists that could be built here, but essentially I'm going to try and hang back, pepper some shots, hopefully get lucky with my suppressor and my quieted weapons, and then try and finish the job afterwards. So we'll go and line up the crews and we'll show you this gorgeous forest battlefield. Right, and this is how we have lined up to start the battle, and you bunched really closely together, and I've gone for like a long distance spread in this beautiful foresty board.
Well, my plan, to be honest, is keep everyone close to Hershel because he's the medic man, isn't he? And I want everyone to stay alive for as long as possible, particularly seeing how many guns that you've got over there.
Yeah, we've both gone for like our WYSIWYG lineups, and we'll have already covered that, but yeah, I've got a gun line essentially, which is why I've spread the Hunters out a little bit. They are in their favoured terrain. So what Ian and I have said is any cluster of 3 trees together, the triangle within that will be the area terrain for forest. So essentially you've got 5 supply markers you can see highlighted with the kind of colour bases underneath. About 12, 13 walkers, I think. I've actually lost count of how many I've put out now. 250.
It looks a lot, doesn't it?
There's a lot of scary walkers ready to go, and essentially standard fare, get as many supply tokens as possible. So we'll roll off, we'll do a shield for me, mate, and a blank for you. That's a blank. So do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Lovely. So we'll go to the first activation, which will be the Alliance.
Okay, so for the first activation then, Billy is going to unleash an arrow with his compound bow at this walker, and he doesn't kill it, which is annoying.
The walker rolls 2 on its defense, the walker tanks it.
That's not what we wanted. So Billy, basically, that is a key walker that we're going to have to fight, so he's going to just do slightly more than a creep to pull that into it.
So basically he's declaring a run to make a little bit of noise
basically,
there. Lovely. Over to Charlie for me then. He is going to creep into the area terrain, but luckily he doesn't have to half his move because he's a hunter and they're super sneaky and that kind of stuff. And he's just going to make noise just to draw this walker off the supply token and into his waiting hatchets.
Okay, so for the second activation, we've got Hershel, who's going to join his son. Just going to do a little sneak action to engage that walker to make sure that we do get a confirmed kill.
You're just going to make sure she dies now.
Yes.
She dodged that shot, so
basically, yes, we need to get rid of it.
Okay, Teresa for me then, she is just going to make a sneak action just behind this cover here. And she is going to declare a shot at Johnny Rotten using her pistol. She's got 2 red dice for a shot and then 2 red dice for the gun. So
gonna get a headshot there.
She definitely gets the headshot there, which will remove him. She has also got a suppressor on her gun, so we'll be able to see here if she manages to not cause mayhem. So on a shield, any mayhem cause becomes noise. Hey, very lucky there. So that will just draw the attention of this walker in. Calculated early risk when I'm not within 10 inches of all the walkers to start with. So that's our first walker dead.
Okay, so Lee's first action is basically going to be to do slightly more than a creep, just so that he creates some noise, and he's going to pull this walker in towards him so he can engage that one.
David, for me then, he is going to sprint into base contact with this supply token. However, he's not going to be able to search it because he's created noise, which will shamble this police walker over to go and investigate what trouble he's causing. Already shuffling trees out of the way for our recording.
It's a lovely board, but that is the disadvantage to it, isn't it? But it's a very, very nice wooded area. Now, we're going to make some progress through it. We're going to run with Clem to the supply token, and we're going to search. And when we search...
Well, the run will make noise,
it certainly
which will get this walker here, but we did pre-measure that he was just short of touching the token.
Yeah, he is, which is good. And we find nothing of use.
Nothing at all.
There's worse things in the deck. There is definitely
It's a supply token at least. There is definitely some worse things in there.
Yeah, definitely. And that goes into the backpack.
Point for you then. Alright, let's go big early then. So Greg is going to make a sneak action just to here, which will now allow him to have a line of sight to Clementine.
That is nasty. That is really, really nasty.
Now, Clementine would usually be okay because she's a kid.
I just said off camera then that I was really pleased because I had just a kid's special rule, so it would be fine.
And then I had my Yu-Gi-Oh! Trap card moment where I was like, but the hunters hate children, so they've got prey on the weak, so they ignore just the kid's special rule.
That
so
is nasty.
He's hopefully going to trank her so that she then gets killed by the walker. So... white dice and a red dice for Greg's shooting. I need to wound here, and you've got what on your defense?
Just a single red dice for Clem.
So I'll roll here. I get 3 successes, and you've got one at the back there. So that is
2 wounds.
2 wounds done to her, and she's stunned, which means she is laid prone. And good luck with that walker coming in.
That's nasty.
That's wonderful. Well done, Greg. Kill the children. So we'll go to the event phase and see what happens next. And this is how things look going into the event phase the first turn. And Clem prone with a big scary kingpin walker over her is going to end badly.
It's going to be a 50-50 chance because we've only got a red dice on our defence because we put the extra red dice on the attack like we said earlier. So really it's 50-50 for Clem to survive.
Or she's removed, yeah. So let's draw an event card and see what happens.
Yep, so we get Forest Walkers, very thematic.
You put this one in. This is an appropriate choice.
I've been really looking forward to this coming up, and it's come up first. So it says all threat levels. Walkers shamble out of the trees. These walkers are placed using the rules for walkers entering play, but are placed on an edge of area of woods instead of the board edge. If there are no woods, but there are, so we can ignore that bit. And it says the number of walkers placed depends on the current threat level.
So we're on all quiet at the moment.
We are,
so red dice.
Red dice enter play.
So do you want to roll? You got priority, mate.
And we get one, which is nice.
So we'll place that one walker, and we'll come back in a sec. And we've cut back, and Ian has just basically paced Walker Rick
Yeah.
up by Walker Shay near my guys at the top right corner.
I thought you better do you some damage as opposed to me, because you've been very, very mean to poor Clem then.
That's what the hunters do, though. They kill things. So we gain 1 to the threat tracker because we have definitely got combat.
Yeah, plenty of it as well.
And we'll go get stuck in, and we'll start with your alliance. Then we'll go over to the hunters. Lead the way then, mate.
Okay, so let's start with Billy and Hershel. Billy is just base red, but Hershel has got a machete, which has got amputate and dual wield, and it adds a white dice to his base red as well.
He's the worst doctor in the world with that machete.
He is. There we go.
Definitely a dead walker, I don't think. No.
Perfect.
Murders. Second walker gone.
Excellent. So now then, we move across to Lee. Now Lee, because Clem has been hurt, he actually gains an extra dice to his attack, which is fantastic. It is actually...
That's his fiercely protected rule, isn't it?
It is a very good rule. So his base blue, his hatchet gives him a white dice, and because Clem has been wounded, he gains another white dice. So
a bucket of dice against this powerful walker.
But we don't get the headshot.
Oh, but he does manage to get the push away and the knockdown prone, so that walker is flawed.
Fab.
Now Lee might actually be able to save the day here for Clem.
Because he's got the ability to give her a reroll, hasn't he?
He's resourceful, which means once per turn, one friendly survivor within 8 inches of Lee may re-roll a single die of any type, and that could be quite crucial.
It's a good job you picked Lee as your leader, not Hershel.
It really is.
It's paid off really well.
It really is.
So Clem has got a red dice, you can only defend. The Walker's got a red dice.
Yeah.
Walker rolls 1.
Now,
Clem rolls nothing.
We can re-roll, so let's see what we get.
Yay. It's a draw. Survivors win all
draws, I think. So I just get pushed away. There you are.
Incredibly fortunate.
If Clem had died, then that would have been very sad indeed.
Right, we'll go to the hunters and see if they can kill. Okay, on to the hunters then. So Charlie is dual wielding a hunting knife and a hatchet, so he's going to choose to take the white dice from the hatchet here out of 2. Meaning he can re-roll 1 dice because he's dual wielding. So he's got 2 white dice against this walker here.
Lovely.
He gets 2 with the headshot. He absolutely brutalised it. Watch me knock all of the trees over here now.
Very nicely done.
Paratroopered that one out there. And then David isn't great in terms of his attacking ability, so I think he's going to defend with his 2 red dice against this walker just here. So he rolls 1.
Yeah, that rolls
Walker
1.
rolls 1, so...
Good choice to defend, really.
Push it out of the way. I think I'm always very, very worried about the general kind of like 1 red dice attack. So he has not technically win a melee, it's been a draw, so he can't really do any dodging. So let's check the prone walkers and go to the end phase. And this is how we look at the end of the first turn, and oh my god, Clem got so lucky.
I'm really pleased with the actual outcome of this turn, although I did fear at the start. You know, taking 2 wounds, I've got Hershel that can heal her later, so I think it could have gone worse, couldn't it?
I've got priority going into this next turn though, so I've got to try and put some bullets into her while she's prone. Because the hunters are callous in that way.
They are.
So yeah, we've had the prone walker stand up next to Lee, so that's going to continue to be an annoyance, despite the fact he did so much damage to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll go into turn 2, which will be led by the hunters. Okay, so we've just tactically moved a tree again just to show you. Charlie is going to move to this position here, and he is going to search this token, and he manages to acquire, for God's sake,
oh, nice.
A bear trap. So searching survivor immediately takes a wound, which drops him down to 3.
Very nice.
Roll a black and white dice. On a shield, there's no further effect. On a blank, the survivor screams and creates noise. That's a blank, he screams, so I'll just push that in.
I think you would scream, to be fair, if he steps in a bear trap.
Yeah, so Walker Rick, who would be next to the tree that was there, will come in and be like, what are you screaming about, my friend? What are you worried about? And I'm just going to cover up the fail there with the tree.
Okay, so Clem's got to do something because she's lying on the ground. So her first activation is simply to stand up, which is a nice action to do. And now she's got to try and heal herself. So she's actually just going to run around here to get to Hershel. So there she goes. That's going to cause noise. This walker's going to move directly towards her and into Lee.
Over to me then, and I think David is going to ignore the token he's next to. He's just going to make a sneak action to here, bashing the car with it. and he is going to lean over the back of it and try and shoot at Clementine.
Poor Clementine.
Well, he's the only hunter that I've got who hasn't got prey on the... Actually, no, he's one of two who hasn't got prey on the week. So he's going to have to roll 50-50 to see if he can shoot her.
Just a child. I'm just a child. Don't shoot me.
On a shield I can. Is that the way it works?
Yep. Certainly is.
So he's going to try and shoot at Clem. He does not shoot at Clem, so I have to declare somebody else or something else.
Yep.
So I'm going to shoot at Hershel instead.
Oh, right, okay.
So, because he realises, he sees this wounded kid dragging this trank dart out of her body, and he's like,
Well, now
alright.
essentially you're just shooting the person that's trying to heal her, so, you know, it's still pretty mean.
So I've got an assault weapon, but that doesn't make any difference here. Multiple shots, reliable with my M4 carbine. So I am within 20 inches, so I've got a red dice and a white dice. I'm going to try and shoot at Hershel.
Lovely. Hershel is defense 2 reds, no extra buffs there, that's just his base stats.
Okay, so to start we get 2.
We get 1.
So that would be a point of damage. And then the second round of shots from multiple shots is going to shoot Hershel again, just to see if we can spike. Oh, destroying terrain. 2 again.
2. And we get out of the
3,
that
so
time.
you're fine that time. Now I have got a silencer, so any mayhem would just cause noise.
I think I'm pretty equidistant with these two, so
Pick which one you want.
actually no, this isn't even on the board. This one. This is one.
Oh, that
I
was
used
on marking,
It's a
wasn't it?
proxy.
So this is just going to hit the old card, isn't it?
No problem. Johnny Rotten came back from the dead.
He did.
A second time.
He did. Okay, so Hershel's activation then, obviously he's got to use his veterinary bag on Clementine to see what he can do. Now he rolls a red dice to see how many health points he restores, but then because of his special rule that is patch up, he adds 1 on to whatever we roll here. So he restores 1, add 1 is 2 health points, which gets Clem back up to full health. So it's as if, you know, we haven't been tranquilised at all.
It's just basically anti-venom, sir.
Yeah, basically, perfect. And now he's going to do a run. I want to run so that I can pull a walker into him. So he just runs to there and attracts this fella. Lovely stuff.
Easy enough choice for me. Teresa is going to sprint into base contact with this token. Will make noise, which will just pull this walker into her.
Okay, so Billy's going to extract a little bit of revenge because he's a good shooter as it is. He's actually an expert shot, which means that David's not going to get a cover die, so we're going to fire at David.
Just ignores that car that's in front of him.
Exactly. He's an expert shot. Wow.
Oh dear God.
I
David's
apologise for how good that was.
David, to be fair, I deserve that for picking up Clem. David's got 2 red dice on his defence. He's going into spike, so that's 2. But you've rolled 6, 7, 8.
Wow.
So I would take 6 points of damage, which is just dead. Just immediately wiped him off the board.
Well, you know, if you're shooting at Clementine, someone's got to stand up for
So
it.
that's a bow you've used there, compound bow. So
It
you
is,
don't
yeah.
make any noise, but you do need to check for headshot ammo.
Yeah, I do. So checking for that, we are.
Keeps his ammo.
I know.
Just
perfect, isn't it? It's got
Lara
a quiver-
Croft style.
Quiver
just
full of arrows.
That's incredibly thematic of him just kind of like very carefully just popping through the head.
It really is. Now his second action, basically, he's going to like just creep away and hide now.
Just going to casually walk
creep away in shame of being so mean.
That's the equivalent of like a walk-off knockout. He's just killed someone and just strolled off.
It really is.
Oh dear, Greg. Greg is utterly furious at the death of David there. So
He's going to sneak forward to this position here, and he can draw a line of sight from the middle of his base through past the porta potty.
Over to Billy. So he's going to try and exact some vengeance with
Don't
this
blame him, to be
tranker.
fair. I think Billy's put a massive, like, you know, target on
Which
his
is
head, hasn't he?
ridiculous. So like, I'm going to try and blast him. So I've got a white dice and a red dice on my shooting. 2 with a headshot, but the headshot doesn't matter.
Yeah,
so
you roll 2 as well.
so that is nothing. It's a draw. Because I don't think the headshot works with stun weapons. I think they're disregarded. I will double check that though, because I'll just see if I need to make an ammo roll. So yeah, don't cause headshots, but they do cause ammo rolls, so I'm going to have to check that. Hey, I've still got some ammo. Thank God for that.
Lovely.
And we will go to the event phase. Oh, my man down already by like the event phase of turn 2. This is brutal. So
It is.
I've got priority here, so let's draw an event card. Do you want to draw, mate?
Okay, and we are getting traps. Well, we've already
We've set off all of the traps
I know,
today.
yeah, it's a dangerous set of woods that we're in. Now, again, this is all threat levels, so the player with initiative, yourself, can choose one survivor inside or within 3 inches of a wood, and it looks like I've got some that you can choose.
I think Lee is probably my only choice, really.
I know, it's a big target, though, to be
So we'll
fair.
go with Lee.
This model sets off a birth trap or a hunting snare, and you are going to roll a black dice, and on a star, the model will take blue dice wounds, which would be very mean.
On a star. Are you happy with that? It's a little
I'm not
bit
going
of
to say
contact.
happy, but yeah, you know, it is what it is.
Takes blue dice worth of wounds.
Yeah.
Okay, so a wound.
that could have
Oh,
been
you got away
worse,
with
to
that
be
one,
fair,
that's alright.
actually. He's still got 4 wounds left. That also, setting off the trap, causes noise.
So that'll take Big Daddy Walker.
Yeah.
He's going to come and see exactly what's going on
Saving
here.
graces, yeah, it's got a hatchet, so I think it'll be okay.
Doesn't add anything to the threat level though.
Nope.
But we have got combat, so we go to level 3, so at the top of All Quiet, and we will go to the Hunters first.
Hunter's going to start the combat first then, so Charlie is rolling 2 white dice, he's dual wielding his hatchet and his hunting knife, so he's against 1 walker.
We
He
get one.
gets 2 with the kill, so he'll just readily accept that. So with the walker
Excellent.
gone.
As for Teresa, she can either take the white dice for the defence or the red dice on the attack. I'm going to take the white dice for the defence roll
That
against the walker.
makes sense.
She rolls 2.
1.
Good, so she is successful, but can't knock it prone, she just pushes it away.
Okay, so Lee's had another walker come into play now, this big one here. So let's see how he does against him.
So you're attacking here?
Yeah, oh, definitely, yeah.
So, oh dear God.
That's not bad, that is it?
3 dice for the walkers, they get 2, so you definitely kill 1. Who do you want
Yeah,
to kill?
let's kill this new one, the big one.
And this little lady is going to be knocked prone because she lost. That's not bad at all, he just tanks
yeah,
that.
we'll take that, to be fair, particularly given we've already lost a wound on Lee as well. Then we've got Hershel, who is again going to attack, and he is using his machete, which gives him an extra white dice. So he rolls 2.
And the walkers, 2 with a bite, but it's a draw, so
Take
they
that, to be
are
fair.
pushed away as survivors win all draws.
And here we are at the end phase of turn 2, and Lee is just tanking.
He is.
He hasn't even had to use his leather jacket yet.
I know, well, you see, that can be so important. We saw that in a match report a couple of weeks ago, didn't we?
Yeah,
Where
we did.
If you've got one of those up your sleeve, particularly when we get into nitty-gritty melee, it's very, very important to keep.
Losing David stings a little bit there, because I think having the multiple shots with the silencer is huge.
It's a big weapon.
However, the hunters are starting to encroach their way in. I think when they start to get towards the middle of the forest, they're going to start being able to be a little bit more dangerous. So the priority, just hand this over to you, sir.
Thank you very
goes
much.
to you. So we will start turn 3, which is going to be with the Alliance of Survivors.
Okay, so Hershel is just going to creep around this walker to here, and we are going to search, and let's see what we get. We get bandages, which is excellent because he is the medic man.
Incredibly thematic choice.
It is for him, particularly.
Over to Teresa then. She is also going to mimic the previous action. She's going to search this supply token. She gets an ammo reload.
Excellent.
Good for my shooting squad.
It is, that's not what I wanted you to get, actually.
So that's not bad, I can continue with this. So she's just going to sprint round to this position here just to kind of get back with the squad, but that will pull this walker in to engage her in combat.
Okay, so I'm going to have another go at doing an ingenious
wipe
shot.
out all my people.
After that last one, I thought, let's chance his arm again. So Billy, with his compound bow, is going to fire at your guy over there.
Gonna thread an arrow through.
Yeah, let's try. It'll literally be the eye of a needle if we can make it. So, no, it's nowhere near as good that
Greg has
time.
got a white dice on his defence. He gets a 1, so you do a point of damage to me.
It's just not as successful as last time.
Which knocks me down to 5 health.
Okay, then Billy's second action, basically I don't want him far away from the medic man, so he's just going to...
Medic man.
Well, could call him Hershel, could call him the medic man. So he's just going to creep, less than 4 inches, just so he's next to his dad.
Greg is going to try and thread a shot back at him then out of
I
anger.
don't blame him, I don't blame
So
him.
he's
at
going
all.
to aim. He's not a marksman, but he's going to gain a red dice with his rifle shot.
Lovely.
Shooting at Billy, so a white dice and 2 red. That is 4. The headshot doesn't matter for the sake of this roll. Billy's got a white on his defence, so that would be
3 wounds.
3 wounds done to him, which
That's
I'll
even
take.
down to 2 wounds.
And it does knock you prone.
Ooh,
So,
that was mean.
I am going to roll the ammo check for him though, just to make sure I don't run out. That is just threaded through. I'll just move this tree out the way. It is successful. I keep my ammo.
I'm quite worried now because obviously, you only need to actually beat Billy to actually kill him with a walker. So if that walker moves into him, I want him to have a chance at re-rolling his dice.
Takes 1 bad dice roll, doesn't it?
So Lee's actually going to run over here because he's got his leader ability that might save him like it saved Clem. So he's just getting within that range, running over there. That's going to track the nearest walker into him, so it won't be attacking Billy either.
Charlie for me then, he is going to sprint right behind this piece of cover here.
Ooh.
We'll pull in this walker to get his attention, and that'll round off my turn. So we'll see
That's quite an aggressive stance that you're making
It's
there.
knowing that I've got priority next, so I'm hoping to cause some issues for you after that, but we'll go to Clem to round off the turn.
Okay, so we've got Clementine left. Now, Clementine's going to use an interesting...
She's going to Indiana Jones.
Yeah, she is. She's going to try to, anyway. So, she's going to... in fact, you know what? She might not get a chance to, because if she runs...
She's going to pull the walker in.
But,
she'll still do what you wanted her to do, though.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, I was saying off camera then that basically I want to make sure that Billy is protected there, which he is. I was thinking of trying to lasso that walker, but it doesn't matter anyway, because it won't be engaging Billy, so that's fab.
So we'll go to the event phase then?
Mm-hmm.
On to the event phase for the third turn then, and things, you've done really well at protecting Billy there. I think everyone's close
I'm really
ranks.
pleased with how that's worked out, actually, to be fair.
Our crews are actually staying quite close to each other as well. There's a good thematic kind of protecting role, and there is one supply token now
There is.
that is going to be the scramble.
There he goes.
So, we will go to the event card then, so do you want to draw it?
So let's see what we get. We are getting Grim Recognition, which is +1 to the threat.
Getting all the new ones, so we're up to low threat now.
Yeah, we are fantastic. This again though is actually the third all threat levels one in a row, and we've got that awful moment when you recognise a walker's face. The player with initiative, which is myself, chooses any survivor within a standing walker's kill zone. The chosen survivor must panic in its next activation, and we place this card face up with your survivor card to remind us of it. So I think it's got to be Charlie for me.
That woman behind Charlie just turns around and he's like,
I know you!
Didn't I go to school with you?
Yeah, I think that could be a good save, that event card.
It's the girl that turned him down to prom.
It is.
And now she's going to turn him down again in death. So, we have got +1 to the threat tracker again, taking us to 5 because we have got combat. So we'll go to the melee phase next.
Okay, so we've got melee taking place now, and let's go with Clementine. Now, Clementine should be quite good.
Clementine's a beast in combat
She
with
is.
this extra red dice.
I know, I've certainly made her there, because she's base red as it is. She gains an extra red dice from putting the extra bonus one on one of her stats, and she's got a claw hammer, which gives her a white dice, so I'm hoping...
So she's a super adaptable bruiser.
Yeah, she certainly is. I'm hoping she'll get a kill with this one, so let's see how we do.
1 red dice for the walker.
Yep.
Walker rolls 1. Yay.
Perfect.
Explodes
There we
into
go.
death.
Lovely, take the dice back. And then we've got Lee. Lee again, obviously, he's made for this type of stuff because he's got a hatchet with him as well, and he gets 2.
And the walker rolls 1, so
Leg
you
roll.
successfully push it away, and I'll get a pro mark. I probably nudged it a little bit too far, but there.
Perfect.
Awesome. Over to the hunters then. Charlie's going to see if he can kill his prom date that
His
rejected him.
friend.
So 2 white dice, able to re-roll 1 because of dual wield. He gets 2 with headshots.
Oh, yeah.
He murders her before he panics. So what he's going to do is basically he's going to have killed her, and then he's going to see the blood on his hands. And
Oh,
what have I
no.
done? Teresa then, she is going to defend again because white dice is better than red dice. You've got 1 down there. Teresa gets 1, so she's lucky enough to shove it away and go, get out of my face. So we'll go to the end phase and check the prone walkers and cut back. On to the end phase for this turn then, and see the walkers are staying down, the prone ones, but unfortunately for you, Billy is also down.
He is, but I've been in this situation literally a turn ago, and it came out okay in the end.
You're lucky that walker near to him stayed down, because I was hoping to make some noise with Charlie or something to try and drag it into him, but I think it's relatively secure. So priority will go to the hunters for this 4th turn, so we'll go to their first activation of the turn. We're going to start things off with Greg, and Greg is going to try and see if he can finish off Billy just before Hershel can heal him. So I've got a white dice for shooting, I'm going to aim for a red, and I get another red for my trank gun.
Billy's only got 2 health left as well, remember.
So, it's not great. 3, 2,
It's
a point
close.
of damage.
It's really close.
A point of damage, but that's enough for Hershel to kind of make him feel better. But that is both of my activations there, so close.
Okay, so Hershel then, with his priorities, definitely Billy. He's down to 1 health, and he's done really well in the game. He's probably the main character so far for me. So Hershel is going to use his vet bag, which is a red dice, which is blank, so he restores 1 health point.
Because he got his patch up.
Which takes Billy up to 2. And then his second action, that was disappointing. I can't hide my disappointment from that one.
You can use patch up to heal with bandages as well. He can use bandages on any other models within his kill zone.
Is that not using the same action twice though?
Oh, I think it's just a special rule that applies to an action. So you use the action of using your veterinary bag, which means you add a point because of the special rule. Your second action is going to be to use patch up to heal him. I would say it's fine.
Yeah, we'll do that then, because that's probably better than Billy doing it himself, isn't it?
Yep.
So Yeah, we spend the bandages that we found in our supply token. That increases Billy up to 3. And like Tom's just said, we use the patch up to get him back to 4, which is fab.
Double check it in the comments, but I'd rather you have the extra point of healing
Cheers,
than me
Tom.
saying, no, you can't.
You're a star. You're a star.
Moral victory.
Teresa's not satisfied with this. She wants him dead. So she is going to sneak just to the edge here. So she's got a direct line of sight through to Billy.
She's rolling all of the red dice into the sun. So she's got 2 for her shoot, and she gets another 2 because of her pistol.
Oh, I'm not optimistic here.
You've been doing all right so far, though. So she manages to roll. Oh!
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, so...
I don't think I can survive that anyway.
No, she murders him to death.
Oh,
Thank
poor Billy.
God for that. So Billy explodes like a pinata. I do need to check multiple things here, though. So I've got a suppressor on it. So at the moment I'm causing mayhem. On a star, it just becomes noise. Nope, so mayhem. We'll check that in a second. And also I'm just going to check for ammo. Alright, I've still got ammo. So what we're going to do is we're going to check the mayhem and we'll cut back in a second. And the walkers have converged in on poor Teresa's position. We've put the threat up to level 6 now. And we'll go back to you, mate, for your next activation.
Thank you. Fab. I think the fact that Charlie's going to panic next turn almost makes this a harder decision for me.
I've been putting off the inevitable of that panic.
I know, because if I don't want to go into charging, because then you're not going to panic and it might help me in a way. So instead, Lee is just going to creep to here and he is going to search this bag of guns, so to speak. So what do we get? We actually get ammo reload.
It's a bag of guns.
Yeah, it's a bag of guns. So we're laughing. Not that I have anything at all that I can reload with any ammunition, but I suppose it's better me having it than one of your gun people.
It does mean that you've now got 3 supply tokens to mine 2, and you've got them on different people, which is always a good place for them to be. So, have you got Clem left?
I do, yeah.
So we'll go to Charlie, and then we'll see what Clem does. Charlie boy then, how will he panic? Let's have a look. He gets a scream.
Ooh,
oh dear. So he adds 1 to the threat, so we go up to 7. And he essentially creates noise. Now I think the closest walker is probably Ronnie Walker. So do you want to just pop him into contact with Charlie for me, please, mate?
Goes.
Making noise, screaming, panicking, and just crying in the corner.
Okay, so as you can see, I've put the measuring stick down already because Clem, given she's actually quite good in melee as well with the claw hammer,
She is quite tasty.
She's going to run and she's going to try and help this walker to take on Charlie. Now, obviously, a run does create noise.
This guy is going to shamble into the loo just there.
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome, so we'll go to the event phase. On to the event phase of the 4th turn then, and there's not many walkers actually on the table now.
No,
so
there's not, but I think that's a good thing, to be perfect.
it's a good thing for you currently.
Yeah,
I'm not
it is.
liking it too
It is.
much. But we're going to draw our event cards then. So what have we got?
Let's see what we get. We get, ooh, my favourite one actually.
We always draw this bloody card.
I really like this card. It is +1 to the threat, and there is a storm coming. Now we are currently in low threat.
That now takes us into medium.
So it says the tension reaches fever pitch. Add another 1 to the threat level.
Takes up to level 10.
Perfect. And then immediately draw 2 more event cards, applying the results 1 at a time.
Okay, draw another card.
That is the one I like. I really do. So +1 to the threat, and it is too quiet.
So that puts us up to 11.
Fab. And dead simply again though, the groans get louder. Add 2 to the threat level.
That puts us up to 13 on the cusp of high threat. Is the game going to end?
Well, I actually thought that it wouldn't come down to the threat track of this game, but it all of a sudden might do.
Next card.
So +1 to the threat.
Oh my god, we're in high threat.
High threat. So as medium threat, which was each player rolls blue dice and moves that many eligible walkers towards the nearest survivor, but then in addition, all prone walkers immediately stand.
So we've gone from low threat to high threat immediately.
That's why that is my favourite.
I've rolled 2 on my blue dice.
2.
Yours is just off camera, 2
there. That many walkers.
Yeah, I've got priority.
So
we'll
you're going
cut
first.
and do that. I'll be back in a second. And we cut back, and this has suddenly became a really, really important turn
It
coming
did.
up now.
It started off all calm and, there was a little bit of action going on, but that has escalated.
I think it's because a storm in the forest just freaks everybody out.
Yeah,
It's like a
of course it
Slender Man vibe.
Of course it does.
Anyway, so I have moved 1 into Clem to split that combat with Charlie simply because I've got initiative, so I can do
I
that.
think that's a wise decision as well, to be fair.
You've moved 1 into Teresa just under the trees behind the porta potty, so she's fighting 2. I move 1 into Hershel, and then the 2 prone ones that we've got near the bottom of the screen have stood up. Still no walkers coming onto the board though.
No,
Those forest
I'm
walkers.
pleased about that though. I am really
I
pleased.
need a surge of walkers to do some damage for me next turn. So we'll go to the combat and we'll start with the hunters. So with that +1 to the threat, we're now up to level 15. So we've got 3 points until the end of the game, which is scary.
It is.
So Teresa's up first. She's going to defend because she's terrified of these walkers munching into her. So she's got a white dice for her defence, and she gets nothing.
They get 2.
Oh, puts her down to 2.
Nasty.
But thankfully does clear some space. Charlie's got 2 white dice. He's going to obviously attack the walker that's accosting him.
Yep, and that gets a 1.
He gets 3 with a headshot. He murders it.
Easily.
Do you want to do Clementine while we're here, mate?
Yeah, fantastic. So Clementine is not bad. She gets 2 red and a white, as we've seen already.
She gets the kill, probably.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so she eliminates that one.
Excellent.
So we've got so many dead walkers.
We do.
So we'll go around to the other side, have a look at how Hershel does, and we'll be back in a sec.
Okay, Hershel is going to use his machete. Let's see how it gets on. And yeah, that's not bad.
That's off the camera, but no, murders it.
It's a kill.
So we've got no prone walkers to check. So you've got priority as we go into the fifth
Pleased
turn.
about that. Okay, so I'm going to activate Clementine first of all, and it's the shortest move possible, going straight into Charlie with her claw hammer to try and do a bit of damage.
Taking an activation away.
Yeah.
Therese then's going to play it tactical. She is a tactician, so she's just going to lower the threat by 1 immediately. She doesn't have to roll for it, does she, as a tactician?
Nope.
So down to 14. We've pre-measured this. She's then going to sprint round to this side of Clementine, which will just basically pull in the nearest walker, which I think is this one.
Yeah, I'd go with that, yeah.
Which will just bash into there, just to tie even more things in combat.
Oh, yes. Okay, so Hershel, before he does anything, is actually going to try and use his vet bag on himself, which he does successfully. What was that too when we needed it before?
So he basically heals himself up to full health.
Yeah, it does, which is perfect. And then he's actually going to run around and engage Teresa like so. Now that is a run which will have caused noise, so...
Which will pull the attention of that walker in there.
There it goes.
That doesn't worry you too much.
Not
That
massively.
you can pull Teresa away from Clementine.
Which was the aim of that technique, to be honest. There, perfect.
Greg's weighed up so many decisions there. He's tempted to shoot into Clem and Charlie and basically try and floor one, but then he was going to run into combat afterwards, and that would have drawn in a walker. There's so many decisions. I'm just going to try.
It's a really tight decision either way.
And Lee's got a difficult thing. So if Lee tries to run in to help Clem, he's going to pull a walker in and split the combat anyway. So I'm just going to try and screw Lee over a little bit and hope the event card makes something tasty happen. So I'm going to sprint to here, which will make noise, which will just basically bash that walker into the tree. And then I'm going to shoot at Lee. So I've got a white dice and a red dice with my trank gun. I get nothing at all.
And we got 2.
Never mind. And that is going to be my activation. So we'll go to Lee to finish off the turn.
Okay, so it's our last activation of the turn, and Lee is actually going to try and be a bit crafty. Basically, he can give a bonus to Clem and to Hershel, so he's just going to run. And he's going to stand and pivot right behind Clementine to kind of look after her, give her his aura, and then that is going to pull the nearest walker in like so, because it would make a direct route for Lee, and it's going to attack Charlie.
Oh dear. So let's go see what the event card says as we go into this. This is probably the final turn. This is the picture as we go into the event phase then. So, what are we going to draw, mate?
So, we are drawing from the top of the deck. We get +1 to the threat and Rouse Lurkers. I don't think we've had that one.
Plus us up to 15. I think we've had Rouse Lurkers before.
Yeah, it's a new one. So, we're on high threat, and it starts off as low threat, which will be as all quiet. Shuffle any discarded lurker cards back into the supply deck.
Thankfully, we've not drawn them in.
I know, yeah, we don't like
drawn
drawing
all
those.
the other nasty things though.
We have. In addition, red dice walkers are placed in contact with each supply counter, but they've all been claimed, so there aren't any of those left. And then finally, in addition, 2 blue dice worth of walkers enter play. And
so
that is going to be 4.
4, so we'll cut and do that now. And that was easy enough. Ian's put 2 on the left-hand side of the board. You can see Johnny Rotten poking out above the trees, and I've got 2 right at the top of the screen. So we have got combat, which means we go to level 16. Oh,
Pivoting on the edge, isn't it?
There might be 1 extra turn. It depends how much chaos is caused during this.
It does.
But we'll go to the combat, and we are pretty much all getting stuck into each other. Okay, then this is going to be a messy round of combat, but we think we might actually squeeze another turn out of this.
I know, possibly.
I'm going to push my luck though, so I'm going to go with Teresa in this combat with Hershel, and she's going to elect to shoot first.
Oh, come on, Hershel.
So she is going to use her 4 red dice to
nasty,
select
isn't it?
Hershel. She doesn't need to randomise it because they're in the melee phase.
So 4 red dice. She get. Oh, you happy with that one there?
Yeah.
So that is 5 with 2 headshots.
So what?
So you will cancel that one with your. Well, you'll cancel. So you'll cancel 2. So we've got 5, 6, 7, and you cancel 2.
Oh, that's 5 damage.
That's enough to kill him.
Oh, poor Hershel.
Oh dear. Yeah, because it'll take 2 away. The headshots go through afterwards. So technically, I rolled 5.
Yeah.
You will take 2 away, which would be 3, but then the 2 headshots.
Which is 5. Oh no, poor Hershel.
That's killed him. So he drops the supply token.
He does. Where is it?
Just below him, underneath his card there, mate.
There
However, that will push the threat up to 17, and it's going to potentially cause mayhem. So I've got to check her suppressor and see if she somehow
Doesn't cause mayhem. Oh, it's just noise. I'll take that. I'll check my ammo roll while I'm here. I ran out of ammo, but the noise will bring the attention of, I think, just this walker up here, mates. Do you want to make a
What
shout?
about this one that was in the melee against Hershel?
Oh, that's a good point, actually. So we'll bring up one straight into contact with her.
So she can only defend now. So should we do the combat? Do you want to roll a red dice on that walker?
Okay, so...
She's got a white dice. She rolls nothing.
1.
That puts her on 1 health.
Oh, that's tight as well. That's close.
So we'll clear these dice out the way.
We've got Clementine and a Walker versus Charlie. So do you want to roll the
Now,
Walker
Clementine
first?
might be okay. Oh, and the Walker.
Roll
yes,
the Walker
roll
just in case
first.
it's a bite.
Yeah. Nope, it's a blank.
Okay, so just Charlie's going to attack Clem. Clem's going to attack Charlie.
So we get 2 and a bite and a 1.
Okay, and Charlie gets 2 and a bite and a 1. So that is
I'm
a
going to need
draw.
Lee's resourceful for him to allow to re-roll the white dice.
Go for it.
So let's see what happens. And we get 2.
That's 2 just behind camera. Just pull it back further, mate, so people can
There
see.
we go, folks.
I'm going to use my dual wield then
To see if I can re-roll this and mitigate
is.
things. So let's see if we get a bit more lucky. No. So 3.
You've rolled 5.
Yeah.
So I take 2 damage, then another 1 because he headshot, which is enough to kill me.
Oh.
So that will
Kill
Claw
Charlie
to the
as
head.
well. Oh, he's dead.
and that drops the supply token.
It's finished ugly in this section.
Just
hasn't it?
there. Oh dear, oh dear. That means that we've got one more turn with the threat tracker currently at 17.
This is going to be the last turn, isn't it, pretty much?
We've got no prone walkers and priority is going to go to me here. So let's go to that turn. Right, I've just spent about 20 minutes, I think, measuring stuff there. There's no point us doing the side-on shot because you can't see anything. Because beautiful as the trees are, it's impossible.
Yeah.
My logic is this. Greg can just about sprint and snake his run to get into base contact with Lee and Clem. And I was thinking about Teresa, but Teresa not having her gun reloaded yet is a problem. So Greg is going to shoot at Clem to try and damage her and floor her.
Poor Clem. Isn't that how the game started as well?
Exactly,
With,
it's how it's
Clem
going to
getting
end.
tranquilised?
Because I'm only on one supply token, so I need to do some pain. So 2 dice, he gets 2 on his.
And we
Clem
get
gets
a
1. So that is a point of damage.
Ooh. Hang on, where are we? So that takes it down to 3.
And she is knocked prone. Now, I'm just going to put this here because there's no way I'm going to be able to get a token in all of this mess. I'm then going to sprint, so moving everything here because this is like the most delicate procedure on camera. I'm going to sprint to this position
engaging
here,
both.
which will pull in this walker directly, and the walker will go into, I believe, probably both, to be honest, but I'm going to say it goes into me because I'm the one who's made the noise.
Okay.
Now, because I've got the advantage here of having initiative, I can split the combat how I wish, but at the moment I need to get Lee and Clem away. My logic here then will be to get Teresa, load her gun, and try and kill Clem?
Oh my goodness me.
Question mark. So we'll leave that there. That's Ian's activation's gone.
Yeah, I've known.
So now we're going to plan Teresa's for another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've zoomed in for this because it basically comes down to whether Teresa has a panic attack or not.
1 in 6 chance that she will do.
So she's going to roll a dice, see what happens to her. Oh no, it's the one we didn't want. Let's just move the tree so you can see it scream.
A loud scream.
She was originally just going to move up to the supply token, take it, and hope that the walker would.
Tom had a brilliant plan
Murder.
off camera. Brilliant
Oh, it's so good. Right, so she makes noise. That is +1 to the threat. That will take us to the end of the game this turn for certain. She makes a screaming noise.
makes noise. This walker goes,
Yeah.
what did you say? I was going to eat Lee, but now I'm going to go for you instead. I've screwed your plan, Tom.
Oh no.
Oh, it's all gone south. Right, let's go to the event phase and just pray for something chaotic. This is the picture to go to the final turn as I'm just horrified by Teresa screaming.
That scream, I think,
She's got a really cool rule though. When someone else panics, she can make them run where she wants. But I didn't think about her actually panicking.
I know.
Event phase then.
Right, let's have a look. Top of the event pile, we get the good old classic frayed nerves.
Frayed nerves.
And that's kind of ironic given what's just happened.
Everyone
as
is
well.
panicking now, yeah.
Yeah, so we're on high threat, but it starts off as medium. One model with low or medium nerve chosen by yourself, Tom, creates mayhem. So
Clem.
yeah, it's got to be Clem, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So she's basically going to start screaming very loudly and cause mayhem. So we could resolve that in a second, but then in addition, a single blue dice worth of walkers enter play.
That is a single one. So we'll cut back, do the mayhem, and we'll see in a sec. Okay, and we've moved the relevant walkers into place. Basically, the only interesting thing to make note of is Lee has been pulled away from that combat with Greg. He's had a
I'm
walker
disappointed by that because I really wanted Lee in there to fight him.
One has finished just short of Teresa, but we'll show you it closer now as we go into combat for the last actions of the game. Okay, grandstand finish then. You've got Lee and Clem both with a token.
Yeah.
And I've got Teresa with one token. So I need you to die for us to draw, essentially. If you could just be killed, that would be great.
Clem's in a precarious position though, being prone, so...
So let's start with Lee. Lee versus the walker. Lee manages... so the walker rolls nothing against Lee.
And Lee kills it
murders
epically as
it
well.
Easily. So that's that walker gone. I'm just going to clear some trees.
Yeah.
Just so we've got some space.
dice rolling space.
So now we've got Teresa. She's going to defend with a white dice.
Walker Shane.
She gets 2.
1.
Right, so she doesn't die, thank God. So I've got that 1. Okay then. So Greg is going to attack Clem. Clem can only defend.
Yep.
But you've got a walker to attack Greg.
Yep. Should we roll for the walker first?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
1.
Okay. Greg versus Clem then, basically. Clem's got what on the defence? A red.
Yep.
1.
Perfect. That's what we
Oh,
wanted.
you get it. So that means you end with more tokens there.
Woo!
Good game, mate.
What a close
Fantastic
game that
result.
was.
And we will go to the post-battle summary now. Bloody Teresa screaming at the end. At no point did I feel like I had that anywhere near close to winning. I think.
It was close to the end. I think that scream just threw it away. You couldn't see
such
off.
a solid crew though.
You couldn't see it off camera, but we had a really, really big moment where Tom was measuring it, and he thought, "Oh, you can."
I was
do
getting
it.
round the table at every angle, like downward view.
Yeah.
Like, how can I make noise and pull people in?
And then she screamed, and it just all went
just
wrong.
completely out the window. But no, really good game, mate. I think you had such a solid crew.
It was a lovely crew actually. When I saw yours with all the guns, at first I thought to myself, "Ooh, this might not go so well," because I hadn't got any guns. I've got one bow and arrow with Billy, but that was it.
I think we were thinking about doing like a specialist scenario like we did last time, but actually the forest itself, we've just said when we finished packing up there, that the forest itself with all that terrain is almost like its own scenario.
Yeah, it
like
is.
looking at the lines of sight and all the things for the walkers to hit, it was incredibly thematic for us to try and pick our way through.
And we had lots of thematic event cards come up as well.
Bear trap and everything,
bear trap,
supplies.
forest walkers, and then you got a bear trap as well and a supply deck as well.
It's not great, didn't appreciate
Yeah.
it. The hunters, I would say next time I'd probably try and min-max a little bit more with their dice. Because I realised I think one of my ones that I issued for combat was probably better at shooting.
Yeah, did he have a blue dice for
I
shooting?
think so. But I was like, I'm going to give him a bit more combat-y stuff. But then not having a leader ability is interesting so far.
Yeah.
But I love the ignoring it's just a kid.
Yeah.
Just
You see, poor Clementine.
beeline for Clem.
She was nearly gone after turn 1 as well, which would have changed the game massively, wouldn't it?
It's incredibly thematic of Lee coming to protect and Hershel patching her up though. So a massive well done again,
Thank
mate.
you very much.
That means we've got to play yet another series now to try and settle these scores. So
Definitely.
thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for coming on, mate.
See you
We'll see
soon.
you next one.